Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Just because I can. And I continue with Dragon Commander. Now I think actually the end of this chapter, and I think there is only one more left. Maybe there is some other distant island here? Doesn't look like it. So I think the next chapter will just commence automatically once I end the turn.
Behold how powerful the dragon had become. Many of his rivals had fallen, and victory seemed inevitable. But then Corvus the demon, cruel and cunning as he was, decided to intervene, for he did not want the war to end. He infested all the Empire's enemies, using terrible blood magic. Though he remained bound to the Raven, he was now present in all of the dragon's foes. Enthralled, they became stronger and more vicious than ever. The final battle between dragon and demon had begun.
Commander, a word, quickly. Devilry has befallen us that may yet spell our doom, just when the end was in sight. It is Corvus. He has escaped from my bonds. Too tranquil was I in the delusion that I had him shackled for good, but no! He has flown, or rather multiplied, in infinite demonic shards that hold a firm grip over every single one of our enemies, and empowers them with hellish might. Each foe we now face will be much more powerful than he was before, and it will take our forces their utmost to vanquish them. You I forewarn, Commander, but let the rest not know of this demon influence, or else all faith in victory would plummet like a stricken bird. You, and you alone, can now accomplish what we set out to do. One dragon will have to face an endless number of demon-driven fiends, and desolate them all. I know you can, my friend. Show them why you, none other, are the Dragon Commander.
Okay, let me take a look at the final map. At least I think it's the final map. Not entirely sure about that, but... So where is the enemy capital? All the way over here. Take some time to get there. First I will consolidate my forces on this end of maps to take this and then this. There are any isles in this way, then I will just make a plenty of gold. So don't need to particularly worry for gold for a couple of turns. Obviously it will dwindle because my income is lower now, but okay, I should have saved that general advantage for this, but maybe that will be enough. Right. I might lose here as well. Oh, and damn it, that's fortunate. Okay, that really isn't that great of a garrison, so I think I will be able to take it. Okay, that's quite a... Yeah, I might lose that. D1.
It has come to my attention, Commander, that the government is spending an awful lot of money funding scholarships for each and every child that shows the mildest sparkle of intelligence. But isn't it the parents' responsibility to pay for their education? It is they who should invest in their offspring's future, not the royal treasury.
Well, while I do recognize the sentiment, like the sentiment she mentioned about it being every parent's responsibility, I think, like, in case of particularly gifted students, and she was talking about those showing a sparkle of intelligence, which I gather to understand that the scholarships are only available to those who meet a certain standard. It might be good to make it available even to people who can't afford it, because not every family can, and if a child shows particular promise, then maybe it would be wise to, you know, to give him a hand. But then again, I also recognize the idea of sort of every man for himself, which is the basic idea of a free market.
Why would the state pump money into education indeed? As if children have so much to learn. They need to study the 7 scriptures and there's an end to it. The rest is heretical rot.
Of course.
A proper education is a right, not a luxury. Prospera shows a shocking disregard for those of small means. We need to give all children equal chances, not deprive them of knowledge because their parents lack the necessary coin.
But he says about all children, so are we just talking about public schools?
Normally, I agree with any measure that saves us gold, but this time I don't. Not every dwarf is born rich, but I'll be damned if he doesn't get the chance to die rich, and education is the key. Maths, economy, finance, they need to learn.
Withhold money from education? Madness! A stupid imp can blow himself up well enough, but it takes a scientist to blow up all the others.
Yeah, in general, I think saving money on education isn't really the greatest idea, because then you end up with a whole lot of uneducated people. Again, it's not really clear what they mean about whether they mean abolishing public schools or abolishing like scholarships for particularly gifted people, but they can have the scholarships.
So you'll keep spending cash on a bunch of students who'll drink the night away and waste the
Also,
taxpayers' contributions? Huh? You might as well sponsor dwarven carnivals and flatly admit you don't know what to do with your riches.
I guess they meant public schools after all.
So you're saying there is more to mortal understanding than the words of the 7? Yet another example of how lacking the views are of those not yet undead. I do pity you, Commander.
Well done, Commander. Believe it or not, but I too stemmed from humble beginnings. And if it weren't for a generous scholarship, I wouldn't stand here today. You wouldn't want that now, would you?
Good. And there's an end to Prospera's twaddle. Of course I can pay for the best education in the world, even if I had 50 toddlers round the hearth. But if the state will pay for them, why in the hell would I say no to that?
There, that's settled. I've 15 scamps running around at home, and they cost me enough as it is.
seems I've spent all my gold. I think I can make a push here. Excuse me. Excuse me. I could have used one of those cards that give me additional gold. Kind of forgot about them. I think I can leave this regular after, I suppose. To get paid for it, the party, apply for a state scholarship. Okay, there was a gold mine somewhere. Okay, and I think I can make a push into here as well. It's with some of my forces, especially seeing how this region is undefended. It is actually a great place to build a gold mine. It has 6 native gold revenue. Okay, I think I can pack my unit, at least some of them, back into the transports.
Commander, an elf woman was caught smuggling the vile narcotic Drudenai into an undead city. Our laws dictate she must hang within the span of 2 days, but Oberon is making a fuss and wants to extradite her. You know how elves are. They'll just let her walk. But you'll let us hang her, won't you?
Of course not. Like, it's a... Although, now that they put this way, like, it's weird that he's asking my opinion, because in real life, like, I doubt he would. She would just be sentenced in accordance with the law of the particular land, which I guess is kind of makes sense. Like, if she knew she was going to a country in which drug possession is punishable by death, and I'm not sure why she did in the first place. And normally you don't really have authority over foreign governments. You can express your distaste or whatever, but you don't have direct...
How dare Yorick demand the death of an elf? If she has done wrong, it is up to her kin to judge her. Those barbarian undead kill people for the slightest infraction. It's ghastly.
I wouldn't let a child-molesting mass murderer be judged by the bloody undead, Commander. Let alone a misguided elven lass, far from home and far out of her depth. Let the elves pass judgment, just like Oberon asks.
Whereas Yorick has a point, it is his laws that have been broken. I would render this woman unto the elves all the same. She deserves a lawyer. A proper defense rather than a priest and a charade of last rites.
Well, that is a point. Like, they don't have a functioning like court system. They probably just stone her or something for blasphemy. But again, I don't see how this question would apply in real life. Like, for example, if you get caught in Saudi Arabia or in one of the countries under Sharia law, and you get sentenced according to one of their blasphemy laws, then there is not that much your government can do about it. Like, obviously they can try negotiating and whatever, but you can't just... It isn't a question of whether my government would allow it.
The undead do stage spectacular executions, Commander. We all follow them through scrying stones. You wouldn't take away our Sunday afternoon funfair, would you? Thousands of imps will bet on whether she'll break her neck or not upon falling from the scaffold.
Like, normally I would say... Although it also depends, like, if it were a proper foreign nation with actual courts and actual, system of defense for the accused and whatever, then I would be inclined to say yes, but I think I will deny them only because I can, and they are barbarous fanatics.
You are blatantly denying us our God's-given right to punish that criminal tramp as the Seven see fit. To think we were already showing her the mercy of the noose. We put smugglers on the breaking wheel, usually.
Praise be, Commander. You have saved a life. And if this woman is found guilty of the claims laid against her by the undead, she will receive her punishment. A spell of jail time, that is. Not mutilation and death.
Yeah, that does seem more reasonable.
Well done. Dwarves and elves may have their differences, but they pale in comparison to those we have with the undead. Those bastards would hang a dwarf for selling beer. That's like petrifying the sun because it shines.
Truth be told, if this crime had taken place under lizard jurisdiction, I might have sang a different tune. To let one wither and die under undead law, though, such a thing I could not force myself to allow.
Bah humbug. Well, can't they hang somebody else? Doesn't even need to be an elf. A dwarf will do just as well. They're so heavy we can bet on decapitation.
Didn't I have more transport ships somewhere over here? Okay, maybe I'll have enough of those mercenary cards to win here. As for here, I will wait for those additional transport ships. Watch for a war factor. I might demolish one of the ones in the back here. This one. Then build another one here, closer to the front. Didn't really work that well. maybe I will win. Much luck. That political popularity 0%. Okay, I wanted to build a factory here. Two of those transport. In a bit of a pickle here. More than a bit, actually. I need to take some time to consolidate my forces. Not doing great, am I? They have here Trooper, Devastator. really close call. Damn it.
Commander, we dwarves would like to place imp surgeons in the hospitals of the realm. With their delicate tools and techniques, they can remove kidneys, lungs, parts of liver, and more from willing donors. These volunteer donors would be paid well, and the harvested organs will save the lives of many a wounded soldier.
Yeah, as long as it's voluntary, I don't see any downside to that. It's virtually 100% positive if it's voluntary.
We undead have little knowledge of internal organs, but what we lack in physical substance we make up for in mental agility. And it is my opinion that the dwarven proposal seems a sound one.
Oh, that's
No objections here, Commander.
That's a shock to me that he's not opposed on religious grounds.
A terrible idea that would lead to abuse in no time. Unscrupulous souls will round up the enfeebled from among the dregs of society and force them into selling their very innards. Don't open this amoral cesspit, Commander.
Well, but that's a perversion of the original idea. It doesn't... like, that's another thing entirely, regulating it, but why not allow it?
If we raise enough awareness about the risks involved and ensure people donate out of their own accord, this might well be a good plan. Like Falstaff says, many lives could be saved.
A dangerous proposal indeed, Commander. You are well aware we imps have very few scruples. Before you know it, we'll build elf and lizard farms. Bread for donation, bread for money.
But that's already illegal, so... yeah, I will allow voluntary organ donation.
Wonderful! Our dear imp physicians will be plucking organs like apples come autumn in no time. And if you're ever short on cash, Commander, I'm quite sure a dragon's kidney would fetch millions on the market.
Well done. Now we just need to ensure those imps learn to work with bone as well as they do with flesh. If I have a brittle knee, I wouldn't mind seeing replaced.
A sad decision if ever there was one. Yet again the powerful will trample the weak for the sake of demon coin.
Excellent. Those crafty imps will most certainly work wonders. And for the state to support its wounded warriors so diligently is a blessing indeed.
On your head be it, Commander. I have a nephew who'll start building breeding farms the very instant he hears he may.
But he can't. That's a different thing. You're retarded. That's basically slavery coupled with illegal organ harvesting. That's the exact opposite of volunteer organ harvesting. I'm in a bit of a predicament here, to be honest. Okay, there is only one devastator here. maybe I can retake those lands, but this stage is a little complicated. Oh. Oh, I think I actually lost the game. That's... yeah, that's fortunate. Say the very least. Yeah, I don't think I can... I don't think I can take it back, to be entirely honest. I don't have many mercenary cards left. Yeah, I think I actually lost the game. Ah, this is... okay, I thought for a moment that this could be the actual battle for the capital, but with such luck. Yeah, I don't... basically don't stand a chance.
And so our story ends with the tragic death of the Dragon Prince, and how Rivellon was consumed by eternal war. Wait, hold on an instant. That's not what really happened.
Okay, I will end the episode here and try again in the next one by reloading one of the saves, so see you in the next one. Bye.